Good day everyone, I am RGV Kakanog, one of the members of the Group 1, and this is the continuation of our lesson, the Lesson 3, the Micro and Macro Linguistic Studies. So first, let us define what is a microlinguistic. Microlinguistic looks at linguistic with a narrower view. So it focuses more on the structures of the language system and itself and for itself. Some of the topics that belongs to the microlinguistics are the phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Next is the macrolinguistic. So the macrolinguistic looks at linguistic with a broader view. So focus on the way languages are acquired, stored in the brain, and used for various functions. Interdependence of language and culture, physiology and psychological mechanism involved in language behavior. So the topics that belongs to the macrolinguistics are the psycholinguistic, sociolinguistic, neurolinguistic, the discourse analysis, the computational linguistic, and the applied linguistic. So the microlinguistic. So let us define the topics that belongs to the microlinguistics. So number one is phonetics. As we all know, phonetics is a branch of linguistics which focuses on the sounds, or it looks into how the sound should be articulated, transmitted, and received. Next is phonology. So phonology is the study of the functions of speech, sounds in a language. So it looks on the way speech sounds are organized. Next is morphology. Morphology is the study of construction and formation of words. It is a branch of linguistics which breaks words into morphemes and consider the grammar words. Next is the syntax. So syntax is the study of the relationship between linguistic forms and how they are arranged in sequences and which sequences are well formed. The semantics. So semantics is the study of relationships between linguistic forms and entities in the world. So it tells the meaning of a sentence. Next is the pragmatics. So the pragmatics is the study of relationships between linguistic forms and the user of those forms. So the macrolinguistic. So let us define the psychologic psychologic psycholo psychologwin ano siya? So psycholinguistic. So the study of language and mind, so the mental structures and processes which are involved in the acquisition, comprehension, and production of language. Next is the social linguistic. So the studies the relations between language and society. So this is how social factors influence the structure and the use of language. Next is the neurolinguistic. So this is the study of language processing and language representations in the brain. So it typically studies the disturbances of language comprehension and production caused by the damage of certain areas of the brain. Next is the discourse analysis. So it is the study of how stretches of the language used in communication assume meaning, purpose, and unity for their users. Next is the computational linguistics. So it is the application of linguistic theories and computational techniques to problems of natural language processing. Next, lastly, the applied linguistic is the field of study that looks of how linguistics can help understand real-life problems in areas such as psychology, sociology, and education. So here are the questions and activities that needs to be answered in these activities. First is the defining terms. So the terms that we need to define is the phonetic, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Next is for the application. So for the application, let's analyze the situations below and answer the questions that follow. So to answer these questions, we need to choose whether the blank or the missing word are belong to the macro linguistic factors or macro linguistic topics such as the psycholinguistic, the social linguistic, and all.